Thanks for joining me today for a quick look at the Proverbs. Today, we're going to look at Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1 through 6. It says, "The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise." Wisdom, instruction, understanding, insight, prudence, justice, fairness, knowledge, discretion, discernment, and guidance. Wow, that's a lot of big words. They're all in those first 6 verses of chapter 1. These words represent the purpose of the writing of Proverbs. Each one of these words represents a virtue that requires an application of a person's full energy and attention. Each one is a worthy and an attainable goal for self-improvement and moral advancement. And by these character traits, men, women, families, cities, societies, and countries have all been established and built up. And without them as foundations, anything that man tries to build or accomplish, usually without these things, it comes crashing down. When was the last time you tried to attain one of these praiseworthy character traits? They're not easy. They're pretty hard. The sad thing is that none of these traits come naturally. I wish they did. All of them must be developed over time in our lives. All of them require assistance from someone else, usually, either in the form of direct learning and instruction or by way of practice and habit in our lives. Another thing to consider is that some of us need some of these character traits in our lives more than we need other character traits in our lives. Depending on the situation you find yourself in, you might need knowledge and instruction more than your neighbor. Or your neighbor might need wisdom and understanding more than you. I find it interesting that we can always tell the other person what they need to improve, but we struggle to admit where we are lacking. So as you read and think about these verses, turn your gaze inwardly and consider what trait you need to focus on. Where are you lacking in your personal development? Now, you can ask a friend. You can ask someone who's real close to you what you need to work on, somebody who knows you really well. But the best person to ask is the Lord. Take some time to look up these words: wisdom, instruction, understanding, insight, prudence, justice, fairness, knowledge, discretion, discernment, and guidance. Find out what these words mean and ask the Lord to help you examine whether or not you possess any or each of these traits, or whether you need to work on developing these in your life. Trust the Lord in this process and be honest with yourself. If you apply attention and energy to this exercise that I've just asked you to do, I promise you will begin to grow in your Christ likeness. It's been nice being with you. Thanks for taking some time in the Proverbs with me today. God bless you.